Hey everyone, this is Max from Unsubscribed Healthcare. First off, I want to say thank you so much for purchasing the add-on of the data center, and I wanted to go over with you the intake form. So this is the intake center on the data center. If we go to the actual form, you can get there by coming here to Tools, Manage Form, and Edit Form. When you click that, it'll take you right to the form. This form has been formatted so that when you put in the answers, it will fill into your eval sheet as well as the CMS 1500 form correctly. If you change these answers around or these questions around, you will not have it format correctly and it will be messed up. But the intake form can be adapted, and you can have at the very end, if you click on the last question, come over to the right and click Add Section. Now you can format and add any questions that you want in after this. What I've done for my own intake forms on my mobile therapy site is that I've added in subjective, I've added in consent to treat, I've added in HIPAA compliance, and as well as a media release form, all into the intake form. So that way the patient fills it out and it's done. After you are satisfied with all of the questions that you want and adding in your own sections, you can have the person take the intake form, and that will look like this. So we'll do John. Let's just do myself. Max. Shipping. And we'll come down to the very end. These ones with the stars are the only ones that you need to do in order for it to save into the system and be recalled. So MS 04282022. This is the patient ID. I need this to be submitted every time so that my programs can find the correct patient as well as the correct body part that you're treating. So when you're making that number, what you're just doing is the initials and today's date, and that way it'll be unique to the patient that you're treating. So we go back to the data center. To pull up that person, you click on the name, and here's where it is cool. It shows two different patient IDs. So if you're treating somebody for their shoulder one time and they came in February, then you would know that it's the first one. And if they came back and they're like, hey, I have some low back pain, now it's the second one. You click the search button, and now you can see that my name is pulled up here into these boxes. It makes it a lot easier to read than having to scroll all the way over and try and find people's information. The nice thing that I've done here is I've also made it updatable. So if we put in a number, and then we put in my email, I can put in my gender, and we'll put in my date of birth as yesterday. Okay, and then we click update, and you'll see here all of that information has been updated. So it's just a nice way and convenient way to do it. But say that you're on your data center or you're typing a note and you have a person call who wants to become a patient. Well, instead of having to look for your intake form, you can just click on the unsubscribe menu, click patient intake, and now you will have the option to fill it in from the side here. So again, if I was doing a patient intake and I was busy and I couldn't call them right away, I'd say, hey, can I just get your first name? And we'll do Chuck and Norris and his phone number. That way I can call him back. And then I would also come down to the very bottom and fill in that identifier. The patient ID is CN for Chuck Norris, and today's date 04282022. Submit, and when you submit, now you can see that it fills in automatically down here, and you're able to do the intake. The nice thing about this is I've also made it so that when you do have a patient submit a form, if you go to your Google Drive and you have a folder that's labeled patients, you can see that both of these were just made, and they're made when the form is submitted. To prove that, we'll do another form response. we'll do Tom Brady, and we just have to fill in again TB, and we'll just do TB12. Doesn't really matter for this one because it just to show you. And now you can see that Tom Brady was added. If I was going to add this patient and make a new eval sheet for Tom Brady, I'd come up here to New, Google Sheets, from Template. I have a video showing you how to add into your template gallery as well. I'm going to click on my SOAP, and now it's formatting it. If you don't want to keep seeing this thank you page over and over again, you can right click, hide sheet, and then it will just come up with the insurance sheets. So we come over to the eval, and when you first go to use this, it might look a little bit weird, right? You can see that the business name and everything else isn't formatted there. What you need to do is go over to database, click on this that says reference, allow access, and then you can see now the information is loaded up top. And if we choose max shipping, you can see now that the name and everything is populated that we had listed there. All right, so that's how you would add the patient in. If you click on the unsub HC menu, you can also do the patient intake from here. When you first have made a copy, you're going to have to give it access. So you'll click on this, and then you can see all the things that my programming is allowed to do. You click allow, and we come back up here and click patient intake, and now you can see that it's also here as well. So it just makes it very useful if you're ever trying to add in another patient. Another little secret is that if you come over to the calendar here, you can add in patients when they want to be scheduled by just clicking on your calendar and adding an event here by clicking on the bottom. So that's everything on the intake. If you did want to add this to your website, you can as well. You can embed it into your website. I have another video on how to do that. You click on the send button, you click on the double arrows here, you'll click on the form, and then on the bottom here where it says width, you would want to set that to 100% so that it fills in the screen completely on whatever device it's being viewed on. But if you want to check out that video, I'll have it linked as well. But that's everything on the intake form. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer anything. And thanks again so much for your support. And if you want more videos like this, please subscribe to Unsubscribed Healthcare.